Welcome back to the Humble Healer podcast on New Year's Day. I'm Dr. Quang Lei, family medicine physician, and I thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not, if you find this informative and helpful. And today I'll talk about New Year resolution and why most New Year resolutions fail and how to make it last and sustainable. Perhaps try a different approach. And most people start the year with motivation and with excuses. If you want this year to be different, you must find a different approach and you must begin with discipline, clarity, and intention. Most people fail because they are trying to build new habits on an old foundation, and nothing changes without changing the way you relate to yourself, without changing the foundation of how you relate to yourself and how to create the systems that are sustainable. Then those changes will not last. If you have fear, the same fear will appear in new situation, the same doubt will take new forms. So it's important to change the essence of how you approach and relate to yourself. And that will change how life will affect you and how to reach a transformation to something that you are trying to go for or reach for. And in terms of relationship, habit, finance, work, life, so start with step one. The first step is not about efforts, but it's about awareness. And it's come with self-examination by conducting an honest and brutal self-examination of your system and foundation. Our suffering does not come from what happened to us, but from what we believe. And if this is what you believe, I always be like this. I can't change. I'm not disciplined. I'm prone to failure. When we believe our mistakes, failures as our identity, change will become impossible. When something goes wrong, most people suffer twice. First, from the failure itself, then the meaning they attach to it. Then the outcome become the identity. And in order to change that, one had to learn to detach the meaning from the outcome, and then it will become only information. When there is strong identity with mistakes, then everything or every failure becomes personal. Every criticism becomes an insult. When there is criticism, instead of reacting, practice non-reaction and simply aware and pause and resist the impulse to defend or explain. By pausing, you allow the emotions to pass. Non-reaction does not mean staying silent forever, but to respond with awareness and without attachment of meaning. By practicing non-reaction, we turn criticism into information, allow us to become lighter and freer. With the concept of impermanence, nothing in you is fixed. Everything is constantly changing, such as our thoughts, fears, and doubts. Do not let your thoughts turn into your identity as a fixed identity of this. Because if you believe in the concept of impermanence, that everything is constantly changing, then your thoughts is only coming and going. When we recognize that these are just our thought and not our identity, then we set ourselves free from creating new habits and beliefs, attitudes, relationships that will be nurturing to our body, mind, and spirit. This is the self-assessment of where you are and not where you want to be. Most people skip this step due to the uncomfortable feeling of finding out how far they are from what they want to become, and also how little they have changed despite years of having these New Year resolutions that resulted in no lasting changes. Start writing down the truth about every major areas of your life. Do not soften the truth or explain it away. You just observe and record, not how you feel or do on most days. For example, your health. What have you done to take care of your body, your mind, and your spirit? How much time do you devote to yourself every day for your wellness? What is your wellness? Where is your wellness in your life priorities? In relationship, what relationship in your life that is nurturing you? What relationship that is draining positive energy from you every day? Who are the people that you need to work on building better connections? For work, are you satisfied at work? Are you putting your best effort when you're at work? Do you build good connections with your coworkers and your clients or patients? Finances, what have you done to strengthen your finances for the present or the future? Have you learned to balance your income and expenses and save some extra for rainy day and the futures? Your characters, remember every promise that you broke, commitment that you gave up. Your habits, what are the habits that you can do without? Smoking, less drinking, video games, or any other addictive behavior, less social media or scrolling the internet for meaningless content. Be brutally honest with your self-assessment. This is the awareness, an important step to make changes. Step 2, Eliminate the bad health habits or bad habits, reduce into moderation, sugar, alcohol, snacks. Eliminate relationships that drain your positive energy and those that may have served a purpose in your life in the past, but not in the present or the future. Working on building up positive energy and prepare so that you will have a good workday. Starting a cash inflow outflow sheet every week and every month to account for all your expenses and what you can cut down in order to improve your saving. Make sure that you declutter your brain, and in order to form new and healthy and nurturing habits and behavior and attitudes for your future, you need to eliminate the old ones that are destructive and drains your energy and take away your health and happiness. Delete the apps and block the site that just waste your time. Use that time and energy that you save from getting rid of these bad habits to devote to the new habits, positive changes that you make. Make the destructive habit harder to access and constructive ones easier to access. You are allowed to let go of a version of you that you have outgrown. Stoic founder Seneca said that it's not that we have a short time to live, but we wasted a lot of it. This is a time to examine what you are wasting your time on and gain that time by eliminating the negative commitment, relationship, habits that are wasting your time and energy and takes away your clarity. Ask if any of these commitment, habit, or relationships serve what you are becoming. Then eliminate those that don't. Face your fear about those changes that you are making to declutter and remove the destructive routine, habits, and commitment. Make those changes and live with the consequences and learn from that to keep growing. Step 3, set non-negotiable standards. These are the standards that you will not fall below. Set a standard that you will meet regardless of what happens or what life circumstances are. Once you make these standards, there will be no excuse, no excuses, no debate, no exception. Because if they do become excuses, then these standards become just suggestions. That's when you start slipping and resuming your old habit that you try to change in the first place. The discomfort from living up to these standards is the price of integrity and of progress. There is no progress without discomfort. No man is free without being a master of himself, per Epictetus. To be a master of yourself is to live up to your self standards. Make the standards specific, clear, and non-negotiable. I'll devote at least 15 minutes daily to my wellness regarding of what my day look like. I want to read at least 30 minutes a day, either at bedtime or before work. I will be in bed by 10:30 p.m. every weeknight. I will reach out to someone and not just checking their post on social media. My work is my standard, and once I set my standards, I will meet them. Standards are to be met even on your worst days. Without a floor where your standards stand, you will collapse all the way down to your old self. Respect your standards, live up to it, and make it non-negotiable. In order for this to happen, also set minimum standard. Not an aspiration goal like I want to lose 50 pounds in the next 3 months, but will maintain no matter how you feel or whatever life circumstances are. Those standards that are practical. Number 4, design a workable system, not just goals. Goals such as I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to make 6 figures, do not motivate since they do not give you an actionable plan to get there. They may make you feel good for a day or two or a week or two until there is no actionable plan or practical plan to change how you relate to yourself and also how to get there. Then the resolution will collapse without any foundation. Goals and destination or result are secondary to actionable system, journey or process that are designed to create progress. For example, goals: lose 20 pounds in 3 months. System: work out 4 times a week, no snack after 6 p.m. Be as specific as possible. Work out up 30 minutes after yoga before every workday. Not just work out more and eat less, which does nothing to motivate. You have to be very specific. Goals: read 50 books. System: read 30 minutes every day on the way to work or before bedtime. Read instead of scroll. You have control over your process, but not outcome. Take charge of the process, and this will create more favorable outcomes. Create a system that are based on your standards that allow you to survive the tired days, unmotivating day. The system should be built in specific time that is protected by whatever life circumstances are. The system should not depend on your motivation since that changes like the weather. These systems operate regardless of where your motivation is. Goals are what you say you do, but systems are what you do. If we design systems that allow for small progresses daily, then it will be the likely outcome. Success depends on the consistency that is the essence of this infrastructure that you created for yourself. Step 5, commit to growth. Commit to your growth edge. Your growth edge is where you are uncomfortable, but when progresses are made. If you stick with comfort and ease, then there will be no progress. This is the edge of your capacity, not beyond it. If systems are not based on your growth edge, they are doomed to fail. If they are far beyond your growth edge, such as an inspiration or a goal, or not reaching the edge so that you're too comfortable to make any progress, deliberately find that growth edge and get there on a consistent basis. You used to work out 15 minutes daily. Now go to 17 minutes daily. Lift your standard and modify your system as you make progresses. Your growth edge from being fearful of rejection is reaching out to the person that you are intimidated by or afraid of being rejected by. Accept whatever outcome or find that edge by setting boundaries with your existing relationships that draining positive energy from you. When you do not fight and try to reach for that growth edge, you plateau and you stagnate. You grow when you put yourself in position to stretch your limits. You become stronger and more resilient. Your growth edge is what stands in the way, but as Marcus Aurelius said, what stands in your way becomes the way. Commit to going to your growth edge in the all important aspects of your life that you want to make progress and get there once a week minimum. In habits, character growth, there will be growth in habits, character growth, health, relationship, and finances. How about taking a cold shower once a week? How about approaching someone intimidating, having a conversation you have been avoiding, training at an intensity that you have not done before? Growth does not happen when you are ready or comfortable. Find that adversity that will build your character. By consistently pushing yourself to your growth edge, you will expand your comfort zone capacity and become more resilient and confident. And this is earned confidence. This is a systematic exposure to discomfort to create a system of progresses and inevitable excellence. This year is not about being comfortable, but about being stronger, more confident, capable, and resilient. In summary, in order to make lasting, sustainable change that may allow for transformation that may be slow to notice, but are real, one needs to start with doing inventory of self-examination to show where we are at this moment. Elimination all the clutter, all the bad and negative habits, attitude, beliefs. Find a space, time, and energy to commit to the new, healthy, nurturing habits or beliefs and attitudes that we have. In the new year, you don't need to be you don't need a new year to be different. You just need a new relationship with your own mind and stop clinging to the meaning of a mistake, of failure, of criticism. By acknowledging your negative thoughts but not arguing or forcing replacement of positive thought, then gently loosen the negative thoughts with your identity. Standard is a fail-safe floor that are based on our system, which create actionable plan based on daily small progresses toward inevitable excellence, and constantly search for real positive change. Take time to notice, like seeds taking time to grow into something visible, and search for the growth edge. Remember that growth does not focus on outcome, but process. Growth does not focus on destination, but the journey. Growth does not focus on goals, but systems. When we find our growth edge, commit to get there. Be uncomfortable in order to grow, become stronger, more resilient, and confident. This is your foundation that will bring about your consistent progress, that will bring about eventual transformation that will become inevitable. With this foundation, you are not depending on hope and wishes for a better year or goal or inspiration that will eventually fail, but you are architecting one that will give you inevitable improvement and success. Hope is not a strategy, wishing is not a plan. Remember that you do not become stronger with hope and wishes. I hope that you find this helpful when it comes to planning for your next or New Year resolution. Take your time. This is a lifelong resolution, not New Year resolution. And if it takes more than a week, it's okay. It's not a race. Lifelong progress and learning takes time. And once you have found a system and a foundation, as we mentioned above, based on these 5 steps, there will be long-lasting, amazing transformation and improvement to what you can become and the potential that you will find for yourself. Take care and have a happy new year, everyone. And thank you for tuning in.